Hillary Clinton, for instance, talks constantly about her fears that families will be separated. But she's not talking about the American families who have been permanently separated from their loved ones because of a preventable homicide, because of a preventable death, because of murder. No, she's only talking about families who come here in violation of the law. We will treat everyone living or residing in our country with great dignity. So important. We will be fair, just, and compassionate to all. But our greatest compassion must be for our American citizens.
That was Donald Trump tonight, drawing a stark contrast with Hillary Clinton over the issue of protecting American citizens from the threat of criminal illegal immigrants. And in a heart-wrenching moment, Mr. Trump invited on stage the parents and loved ones of Americans killed by illegal aliens, including the mother of Sergeant Brandon Mendoza, who was killed by an illegal immigrant who was drunk, high on meth, and driving his car the wrong way down an Arizona freeway. Here now is Marianne Mendoza, mother of Brandon Mendoza. Marianne, thank you so much for joining us. Only somebody who's gone through what you have can possibly begin to understand your loss. Tell us about your decision to be there tonight to support Mr. Trump, and whether it brings you any type of solace or closure, or is your hope that no other family will have to suffer what you have?
All of the above. I've supported Mr. Trump since the moment that he decided that he was going to run, and I've known all along he was going to stand strong in his immigration stance. I knew the message tonight was going to be strong and right to the point. It's so amazing knowing that there is somebody running for president of the United States who actually cares about Americans, actually cares about what's happening to our country, and understands that this tragedy can happen to anyone who's watching this program. It can happen to you in the blink of an eye, because that's what happened to my life 2 years ago when my son was killed.
How do you respond to those, like one of the guests we just had on, Richard Fowler, who said what Mr. Trump said tonight was hate speech, that it was bigoted, that what he's saying is pointing out isolated cases and demonizing people? I mean, those are the words that Hillary Clinton's campaign used.
I am a proud American citizen, and I'm glad that I have somebody like Mr. Trump standing up for Americans. And people who always call the race card out, who always talk about bigotry, you need to look within your own heart and how you feel about people in this world, because Mr. Trump is the farthest thing from a racist or a bigot. He treats women with respect, and this is the type of person that I want running my country. This is the type of person who I know will stand up for you and for me.
There were so many cases that Mr. Trump mentioned tonight, and so many of you on stage with him. Do you feel like you've gotten a voice in a way that the current administration or others have not allowed you to do?
Absolutely. I wrote 2 letters to President Obama after my son was killed, because I started doing research and realized what a horrific problem this was in our country. I got no response from him. I know that several other mothers have reached out to Hillary Clinton, and you would think, mother to mother, that this would mean something to her, that she would reach out to us, that she would at least have something to say to us, and she has nothing to say other than how she's going to protect illegals, how she's going to bring more unvetted refugees into this country. I haven't heard her once talk about what she's going to do for Americans, quite frankly, and that frightens me to the country that we're going to leave our children and our grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. Marianne Mendoza, we see the pictures of your son tonight. We thank you for his service to this country, and for you for sharing your story, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you for having me on.
We'll be right back.